Hi, it's John from Android Addicts, and today we're going to be taking a look at Wormhole. So this is an app which allows you to mirror your phone screen to your PC and also map your keyboard and mouse to your phone screen. So if you like playing games such as first-person shooters, this is the perfect app for you, as it will allow you to use your keyboard and mouse on your phone. So I'm just going to go through the initial setup here. It's quite simple to do, really. You basically go to the Wormhole website, which is er.run, and you'll see the main screen here. So click on the download button. You'll then need to select your operating system. You can see it supports Windows, macOS and Linux is coming soon. So we're going to click onto Windows. You see the installer is downloading here. So I believe this is made by the same people who did Panda Gamepad Pro. So that, if you've checked out my other video, allows you to map game controllers to your phone screen. So that's quite a useful little app as well. So this is specifically for those with a laptop or PC and you want to be able to use your keyboard and mouse on the big screen. So here we go, we've got the installer, so we're just going to open it now. I'm going to click yes. You can change the location of the installer if you like, but what's the point? Let's just install it on C. And once it's finished, click on the done button. So you'll see that it appears on the screen straight away. And here you can select between your device. If you have an iPhone or an Android phone, we've obviously got an Android phone, so we're going to click on Android. Now we haven't actually got the phone set up yet, so it's going to sit there and think about things for a moment, and it's going to tell you that it can't find the device. So there's a few things we need to do basically. One of those is to install the Wormhole Android app, and another thing is to enable developer options on our phone. You can see here it's actually got a little guide here, but we'll go through it on our device as well. So once you've found Wormhole in the Play Store, just click install and let that install. Click on open. Once it's installed, click allow. And you're going to see here it's going to ask for permission to have the floating widgets permission. So we're going to enable that. Find Wormhole in the list here. Should be alphabetical. Turn it on, and it's now got the floating widget permission, which is great. But now we still need to enable developer options. So to do that, we're going to go into our phone settings, about phone, tap on software information, and then find the build number here in the list. Tap on that 7 times. You'll be asked for your PIN, and you've now got developer mode enabled. So what this allows you to do, if we go back here and back again, is unlock the developer options here on our phone to allow something which Wormhole requires, which is USB debugging. So we're going to turn that on, press OK, and then we're just going to go back to Wormhole. Okay, so we're now going to connect up the USB connection here. And you'll see here that the Wormhole app on the PC has detected our phone, so we're going to click on it here. And we're now connected to our phone. So you can see here, as I'm moving on the screen, it is moving on my phone as well. So that's great, it's all connected up. Now the first time you do this, you will need to provide a license key before it will let you connect. I've already put the license key in, so it's remembered it from last time. But it is worth remembering that this is a paid for service, so you do have to pay per computer. So for example, if we go to the store, you can see here you can buy it for 1 computer. This is a lifetime license, so it's, it's not too bad. It's $8 basically for a single computer. If you've got more computers, you can buy larger licenses, but for most people, $7.99, it's not too much to ask for this feature. So I think it's worth the money personally. I know some people will say it should be free, but they've got to make a living somehow, haven't they? So yeah, that's the cost of the software. So now once we're in the software, we can go into a game and we can start customizing things, which we're going to move on to next. Okay, one last thing to note, again, which wasn't showing here on the video, is that when you've enabled USB debugging and plugged your phone in, you will probably get a little message at the bottom of your screen saying allow USB debugging. You can see this message here, and basically you need to tick the box and click allow. Now when I first did this, I had to tick it and press allow quite a few times, but now it has remembered the connection and it doesn't ask every time I plug it in. So again, that's worth noting that you will, or you should get that message. If you don't, there is some help on their website, but I won't go through them all because obviously it depends on what phone you're running. So yeah, make sure you click allow on the allow USB debugging and you should be good to go. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the audio. You're going to either have to use a Bluetooth connection to a headset or to some Bluetooth speakers, or you can use what I'm using, which is a Bluetooth to 3.5mm adapter, which I'm going to use to record the sound from the phone, and that way you can get the sound through your Windows computer. It's a bit of a hassle really, and that is the main downside, I guess, of this. If you're not too fussed and your phone speakers are decent enough, then you won't need to worry, but otherwise you will need some kind of Bluetooth speakers or a Bluetooth headset to use whilst using this app. Okay, so let's get into a game of PUBG and we'll just see how this works. So you can see here the game opens up in its sort of native size here. Now we can go full screen, which we're going to do because it looks a lot nicer in full screen obviously. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through setting up the controls for the touchscreen. So you can see here it's loaded without any controls at all. Now you may find it does load with the default set, but for me, for the moment, it hasn't. So that's fine because I want to set them all up by myself anyway. So what we're going to do, we're going to press on the key map button at the top here, and this will bring down our familiar sort of Panda Gamepad Pro controls at the top. So what I'm going to do is click on Add, and you can see here the different bits and pieces we can add here. So we're going to start with the compass because that's what lets us move around on the screen. So you can see here WASD has appeared. So I'm going to drag that down onto our movement, analog stick here, and just try that out and see if that works. So you can see that's working absolutely fine. You don't really need to do too much with this. You may need to adjust the location of the sprint, but we'll come on to that a bit later. Okay, so now you can see I move my mouse on the screen and it's not actually following on the screen. So I can click and hold and drag like you would, but we want to move the mouse as if it's a proper PC game and use the mouse for looking around. So again, we're going to go onto the key map here, click on Add, and then we're going to add site. So this adds this little site button here. So I'm just going to move that over here and press the OK button. So again, you can see the mouse is still moving around. So what we actually need to do is click on the right mouse button, and that selects the site mode to start working. So if I right click, you'll see that this disappears. And now I move my mouse and it is following, or the player is following where the mouse is going on the screen. So now we've got movement, and now we've got site. So now we'll add a few more buttons to get it set up for a match. So to get out of this mode, we're going to right click on the mouse, and now we've got our mouse back. So I'm going to click on the key mapper again, and we're going to add a key for jump. So go to add, click on key, press the space bar, and I'm just going to drag this down across onto the little jump icon. And now if we press the tick, right click to go back into mode, and we can now jump. Okay, I'm going to set up the other bits and pieces now. Key mapper, add a key. Let's do the C key for crouch. Pop that there. Now you can do key combinations if you want. So Shift and C, for example. So C is working. And Shift and C. Oh, we can't go prone as we don't have a gun. Now the other thing we're going to do here is set up the fire button. So again, right click the mouse, add a key, but this one is going to be the fire. That knows to be the left mouse button. So just drag that onto there, press OK. And now, right click our mouse again to re-enable the correct mode, and we can now punch. So I'm just going to move across and get a gun. There'll be some more controls here that we need to set up, such as picking up. So let's go over to the guns as an example. So I'm going to right click the mouse, click on the key map, click on add, and then add a key. I'm going to use the E key to pick up the first item. We could set up, let's see, F maybe, to pick up the next item in the list. Then you get the idea. If I press OK here, right click again, I can choose an item I want to pick up. Let's say the crossbow and some bolts. Now I'm ready to go and pick up, say, an M14. Oh, someone else picked it up. There we go. M14. Get some ammo. So now we want to be able to switch guns, don't we, I suppose? So I'm going to right click here, click on the key mapper, add a key, key number 1 to be our gun on the left, and then key number 2 maybe for our gun on the right. Okay, so now I can switch between guns. Now we've got the option here to set up an option for the fire mode as well. So let's do, say, Shift and 2 here to change the fire mode. Might need to just move that up a bit so it doesn't interfere with the other button. Okay, press on the OK. And there we are. We can now switch between our fire rate. So let's just check that we can actually fire some bullets. Oh, before I forget, let's just sort out the ADS. So what you'd normally do is click the right mouse button, isn't it? But that's going to re-enable or disable our special sight mode. So instead, I'm just going to use the Shift key instead. So go to the key map, add a key, Shift. Saying we've already got it assigned. I think that's just because we've got it assigned to Shift and 2 and Shift and C. So just going to skip past that. So drag that onto the ADS there. And now right click the mouse here. And now I can aim down sight. And now fairly accurately shoot some people. Okay, so the issue with the sprint is that obviously if you press up, you can let go and now you're sprinting, which is great when you do want to get somewhere sprinting. But if you're just wanting to sort of maneuver around and move forward, it can be a bit of a problem if you just suddenly start sprinting, because you don't always want to sprint, do you? So the only way I found around this really is to sort of move in a direction, as you can see here, when you start going forwards, and that makes it so you don't automatically start sprinting. But if you do just press up straight away, it will lock on to sprinting, and then you'll be sort of stuck. Well, not stuck, but you will need to come out of it manually by pressing left, right, or down. Okay, so let's get into this car, and we'll just sort out the controls here, because as you can see, if I'm using the WAS and D, it does get in the way of the controls for driving here. So for this, what I suggest you do is add some keys here. So I'm going to use the up arrow here. I'm going to use another key for down to go backwards. And then I'm going to use left and right. It doesn't help that someone's just blown up my car, so I'll just pop these here anyway. Let's go across to the other car here. Set up over there instead. Right, we're a bit out here, so I'm just going to move those across. And one over there. And we'll just add one in for exiting as well. I'll set that to F. I'm going to say don't remind me again here, because we can add multiple of the same keys. It just depends where you place them as to what function they'll do. We should probably have one for boost as well. Let's stick that to Q. Okay, and then press on the tick. Right click on the mouse and okay. So now I can use the arrow keys here to drive the car. Oh, we can just about get out of here. So we've got driving down to a T now. So let's exit. I think we're probably about ready to join a game and see how we get on. Now there's probably going to be some other controls that I need to configure during the game, so bear with me while that happens. But most of the controls we've got down and sorted. So we've even got a control here for skiing. Let's set that up. Let's set that to say P, so we can get our ski out. And now we're going to use our driving controls. Okay, let's see if we can get some guns and kill some people. Now, I can't currently hear the game sound because I'm actually recording this via the Bluetooth setup, so if someone starts shooting me and I don't look around straight away, you will know why. Not much in the way of guns. Which isn't very nice. So, okay, we found a gun. So I definitely need to set one up for the health. So let me just pick up a few bits and pieces here. Just crouch down here, and we're going to go in. We're going to set to health. Let's just say the U key. Okay, take that now. Okay. See, there's some people around here somewhere. That's someone. Ah, yes. I'm not going to finish this one anyway because it's just really a bit of a, how to set up and configure specifically for PUBG. We can move on and do a bit of COD Mobile as well if you like, and maybe another game just to see how it works with other types of games. But yeah, that's basically the idea of the game, and as you can see, very easy to set up and configure. You can set the opacity of the buttons here to make them a bit less obvious, so less intrusive whilst you're playing the game. As you can see, they look a lot more see-through there. But yeah, basically you're now ready to start gaming, and of course you have the advantage here as you're just using keyboard and mouse compared to a touchscreen. Right, so let's set up the sight. So again, we'll just drag that across here. And we right click and we can start looking around. Now this doesn't feel very one-to-one at the moment, it seems a bit slow. And that's probably my game settings, so if I have a look inside. So we've got fixed speed here.
Reloading, cover me.
Rotation mode. Let's set it to fixed speed. See if that's any better. Yeah. Much better. I think that was from one of my controllers that I had set up previously. So feels much nicer.
We've taken the lead. Standing by. Recon is standing by. Hunter killer drone on standby. Predator missile awaiting orders.
Target down. Contact.
Okay, let's have a quick look at setting up Genshin Impact just for fun. So let's start by adding our compass and just stick it down over the controls. We're going to add a jump key, stick that there. Can add the fire button, which is our left mouse click. So fire, be our button there. Then we're going to have E for our magic here, and maybe shift for run. Then we've got our different characters here as well, so let's set up some keys to select which ones we want. And let's go across to something and set up the buttons for picking up items or interacting with people. So let's add in, let's say F, put that there. And we're going to stick G underneath. And we'll go with H as well for the bottom. Okay, so I can pick up our berries now. Okay, so we probably need our sight set up as well so we can look around. Pop that there. So yeah, that is Wormhole for Android. I've been quite impressed with it really. It's, like I say, $7.99, not hugely expensive, but it is obviously a paid app. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Is this something you'd want to use yourself? Or are you quite happy just using your fingers and thumbs? I'm sure most people probably are, but for those who maybe want a maybe more competitive advantage, then I'm guessing Wormhole would be the ideal thing for you. So leave any comments or questions you have down in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. If you want to become a member of the channel, click on the join button and that really helps the channel out. And until then, I will see you again in the next one.